are from Ohio. And they're leaving a beautiful church there. In fact, Caleb's father is a Church of God pastor, and they're leaving everything to be a part of this team. And we're so honored to have them. Hey, there's the beautiful family. Caleb, just greet the people maybe this morning.
Hello, darling. Will you tell us your name?
Hi, Marinda. My name's Aaliyah Bonner.
Okay, Aaliyah Bonner.
Yeah.
What is your...
Wait, it's actually Allegra. Ellen calls me Allegra. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, what is your silliest love language?
Ooh, silliest? Playing with my hair, maybe? Like,
that's
a little playing with the hair, or like a scratch on the... I don't know if that's a silly. Yeah, but...
Very good. We'll have some head scratchies later.
Okay.
I don't know. The door to the garage door was wide open. I'm her husband. No, I don't think so.
A past American Idol contestant built his life around his faith, his family, and leading as a worship pastor. But on February 16th, 2026, everything changed when his wife, Ashley, was discovered shot dead in their bed. Their two little daughters were sleeping close by. The tight-knit town stood by him. They tied ribbons to lampposts, offered prayers, and showered him with support. For 82 hours, people saw him as a grieving husband. Then everything shifted. He was arrested, accused of murdering her. What unraveled the story? Investigators found one detail at the crime scene that couldn't fit. They say it could mean one thing: it was staged. Hit that subscribe button and make sure you've got those notifications on. The preliminary hearing kicks off on March 26th. And trust me, there's still a lot more ahead. Share your thoughts in the comments. What's your take on this case so far? Let's dive in. Flashback to 2013, during season 12 of American Idol. A young guy from a tiny town takes a seat in front of the cameras. Before he even sings, he makes sure everyone knows who he is. I love the Lord with all my heart. My wife is my everything. She's gorgeous. If she went blonde, she'd be a dead ringer for Carrie Underwood. His name was Caleb Flynn. He grabbed a golden ticket to Hollywood Week, but got eliminated soon after. The audition itself wasn't the big deal, though. It was that moment in the chair, the one that built an identity he kept for over 10 years. A loyal husband, a man of strong faith, the worship leader who spoke about his deep love for his wife on national TV. After American Idol, Caleb returned to his roots in the church. He became a worship pastor at Free Chapel in South Carolina. Later, he worked as a music pastor at Christian Life Center in Dayton, Ohio, where he served alongside his wife, Ashley. As their life revolved around faith, blending their work and personal lives into one close-knit community. In 2021, Caleb moved into sales and took the role of VP of Sales at Richard D. Smith & Sons in Tipp City. The company, family-run, supplied worship seating to churches and commercial flooring. Even though he stepped off the stage, he stayed connected to the same community. That little piece will become relevant later. Now on to Ashley. Ashley Flynn was 37. Tipp City was her hometown. She graduated from Lee University. That's where she first met Caleb. She came back home and built her life in the same town. She worked as an elementary school teacher. She also coached 7th grade girls volleyball and taught Bible lessons at LifeWise Academy because it suited who she was. It wasn't a performance, but a reflection of how she lived her life. She had 2 daughters, 2 golden doodles, a backyard with a volleyball net. Her school district said people knew her for her bright smile, kindness, and how much of a difference she made in many lives. A GoFundMe created after her passing described her as someone who lived her life by acting as the hands and feet of Jesus. She wasn't trying to put on a show. She just lived, and in the community she called home. She passed away just 8 days shy of turning 38, February 16th, in the early morning hours. Police arrived at Cunningham Court and entered the master bedroom. There they found Ashley Flynn lying in her bed with 2 gunshot wounds to her head. She was pronounced dead on the spot. 2 9mm shell casings were found on the floor near the foot of the bed. Caleb tells the police that someone broke into the garage through the side door. He describes it as a forced entry. He says the intruder came in, grabbed his 9mm gun from the truck's console, which he admits is where he kept it, then went into the bedroom and shot Ashley. But here's the issue. There was a full-sized refrigerator sitting in front of that side door. Not off to the side or nearby, right smack in front of it. For Caleb's story to make sense, the intruder would have had to push that fridge away from the outside to even open the door. Then, before leaving, they would somehow have to move the fridge back against the door from the outside. That can't happen. You can't push a refrigerator to block a door from outside after you've already gone in. It's just not possible. The Tipp City Police Department is small and serves around 10,500 residents. They aren't equipped to handle homicide investigations. Chief Atkins even admitted that. So they asked for help from other agencies. The Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation, Miami County Sheriff, Miami County Prosecutor's Office, and Dayton FBI Field Office all got involved. 5 agencies ended up gathering in one peaceful little cul-de-sac. Caleb talked to detectives that morning. What he said during that time isn't clear. What we do know, though, is that 82 hours after Ashley's body was discovered, on the evening of February 19th, police arrested him. They charged him with murder, 2 counts of felonious assault, and 2 counts of evidence tampering. His bond was set at $2 million in cash. The following morning, Caleb appeared through a video call for his arraignment. He entered a plea of not guilty. Then, he said something I want you to think about for a moment. He stated, "I just want to take care of my daughters. I'm not a risk." His lawyer Patrick Mulligan criticized the situation. He argued the investigation was rushed. He claimed officers tend to focus on the surviving spouse when they run out of other clues. Mulligan also mentioned the $2 million bond made it impossible for Caleb to go to Ashley's funeral. Chief Atkins stood firm. 5 agencies worked on this. The forensic teams put in the effort. It took 82 hours of careful, planned work. That's not rushing. It's a focused and deliberate case. Caleb's whole life worked like one big system. His church, his job, his reputation, his money, all of it connected by the tight-knit network of his small town. Being a worship pastor wasn't just something he did on Sundays. It was the base of his career. It was how he earned a living. It was what tied everything in his world together. If people found out about an affair, and it led to a divorce, that thread would snap. His church job would be over. In that kind of town, you don't just leave. The work connections, which were all linked to his church life, would disappear too. Then there's the money problem. He'd face legal costs, splitting what he owns, and paying child support. For someone in Caleb's situation, divorce wouldn't just end a marriage. It would destroy everything he had spent his life building. Everyone is talking about Aaliyah Botner right now. She's the young worship leader at Christian Life Center who performed duets on that stage with Caleb. Turns out, the two had been seeing each other for months. There were intense text messages, late-night chats, and even a supposed message from Caleb just hours before the shooting saying, "It's almost done." This wasn't just some casual romance. It was a secret that could have destroyed his entire life the moment Ashley found out. After the shooting, Ashley's family let Caleb stay with them. They took him in, along with his daughters and their 2 golden doodles. Everyone was living in the same house, grieving together. Then, on Thursday night, February 19th, the police came and arrested Caleb. Picture what Ashley's family must have felt in that moment. The man they had welcomed into their home, the man they comforted in their pain, was now being taken away in handcuffs for killing their daughter. And the statement they gave the next day spoke volumes without saying too much. They described the arrest as deliberate and said it wasn't done without deep thought. They expressed faith in the process. But not once did they defend him. At Christian Life Center, things changed too. On the Monday after Ashley's death, Pastor Hansen asked everyone to pray for her husband. By Friday, he couldn't even bear to say Caleb's name out loud. By Sunday, the church didn't hold its regular service at all, and the doors stayed open just for quiet, private prayer. The stage where Caleb used to lead worship sat silent and still. During a recent church live stream, Pastor Hansen shared that worship leader Aliyah Botner stepped down from her position. He didn't provide any reasons, asked the congregation to avoid guessing, and stated the church is cooperating with the police. No warning, no explanation. Just disappeared. What makes it even sketchier? She resigns right after Caleb gets arrested. Or no heads up, no answers. It screams shady, like she's desperate to cut ties and looks guilty doing it. The pastor, urging everyone to stay quiet, poured gas on the gossip fire. Was Aliyah the mistress whose secret was about to blow everything up? The timing makes it look really bad. Right now, Caleb is locked up in Miami County Jail with a $2 million bond. He pleaded not guilty. His defense is leaning on the rushed to judgment argument. Forensics, ballistics, and digital evidence from phones and electronics are still being analyzed. The preliminary hearing is set for March 26th. On that day, the judge will decide if this case moves forward to trial. From what prosecutors have already shared, it seems like there's still a lot more information yet to be uncovered. But before diving into all of that, there's something important that shouldn't be overlooked. Ashley Flynn was a mentor to young girls who admired her. She taught kids who remembered the warmth of her smile. She brought cookies to her neighbors during Christmas because that's just the kind of person she was. No big image, no pretense. She showed up every day for the people in her life. What happened to her on February 16th was something she never deserved. Caleb Flynn remains innocent unless proven guilty. The case is still in progress. Her story, however, should be told. And we plan to follow every update from the March 26th hearing all the way through the trial. Show support for her daughters by leaving a comment. Spread the word. If you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe. Stay tuned for the next update.